Now, before I get into this, I do have to emphasize that I have spent years in split testing different types of ads. Being a realtor myself for over 10 years, I was frustrated at how dry my pipeline was every month. It was literally like I was resetting the clock over and over again. So something had to change. I needed to attract leads on autopilot, and that's when I got down to work and started learning ads, funnels, sales scripts. Eventually, I ranked top 10 in my brokerage a couple times, did about $1 million in commissions, and obviously agents started to notice. I started helping other agents and then formed an agency we call Sell More Homes, where we've helped dozens of agents throughout North America in different markets achieve 6 figures in commissions. With that said, I'm going to go into exactly what we did for Ranjit here. It was a very unique situation. He's based in Calgary. He had been running ads in the past, but he wasn't getting any traction. He wasn't getting any conversations, no real leads with numbers or names. It was just people browsing most times. And after the first conversation, they'd ghost him. When we looked under the hood on what he was really doing, he was just boosting a couple of posts, and he hired someone from overseas to just put up a campaign on Canva, and he got a couple of leads, sure, but it was a nightmare trying to manage all those leads and trying to figure out which ones are serious and which aren't. When we first spoke to him, we asked him a couple of questions around what was happening on the back end. How are these leads being generated? What type of creatives he was running? What type of qualification was happening after the leads opted in? And then what he was saying to the leads, how quickly he was reaching out to them once they were qualified. Unfortunately, none of these things were actually dialed in for him, which is why, sure, even if he had an ad generating some leads at low cost, they weren't converting. So we implemented what I call our 4-step action plan. It is very custom for every agent. For him specifically, it was these 4 steps that got him to start getting quality appointments on his calendar. Now, before I go into the ad manager and show you his ads, I'm gonna just give you an overview of exactly what we did here. The first thing we did is had an onboarding call with him to ask him who he wants to target, what type of clients he likes working with, what areas he wants to focus on, what he specializes with, and then put together an ad that spoke to that client avatar. And then we put a text. With that ad came ad copy, the text headline, the targeting of where it needs to go, and the ad budget, of course. We started out pretty small, and I'll show you what that looks like in the ad manager itself. But once we actually put this campaign together, we also had multiple other campaigns to split test with this. That's the key component in getting a quality ad out there. You'll never nail it on the first attempt. So if you think you're going to start getting quality appointments overnight, you're in for quite a surprise. You're always going to need to split test to see which ads work. This is why we had multiple variations. We landed a winning ad, which took probably a week or two, and then we started putting more ad spend to that ad to now get more leads at that low cost. One thing that he was doing but not as efficiently was running video ads. He would get listings or put out a property tip or just a buying tip overall on how he helps agents buy or sell homes, and he actually ran ads on those videos. Sure, they were getting views, but the quality of leads and the volume of leads was just very low. What we did is gave him some specific scripts that highlighted again who he wanted to work with, what makes him different, and why they should reach out to him to get access to those listings. And obviously then the leads started to trickle in. The nice thing with video ads is that these leads were seeing him before speaking to him, making the conversation a lot warmer and the sales process much easier. After these ads were created, we then moved on to the qualifying process. We had our GoHighLevel system set up for him with a custom AI bot built for him specifically to qualify his leads once they opt in. Now, I know what you're thinking. AI bots, they sound like robotic, they can't be real. Leads can sense very quickly if it's a bot and don't respond. Our AI agents are trained by our sales coaches specifically on how to qualify appointments and book them onto our agents' calendars. That way, there's less room for error, and these leads are actually being booked on their calendars when they are available. The nice thing is you'll never know if it's really AI or a voice text assistant because it sounds very much like a human, and it actually knows how to handle objections better than most most agents can. The next thing we solved for is speed to lead. When these leads opted in, they were getting reached out to within minutes. I should say within seconds for that matter. And the moment a lead would respond, conversation would start right there, trying to book them onto the calendar. That alone solved a lot of his pickup rate issues. Statistics say that if you reach out to a lead within the first 5 minutes, the chances of them answering the phone increase by over 80%. And that's the benchmark we want to hit. Because if you don't have your leads pick up the phone, then heck, what's the point of even running ads? After we solved for the speed to lead component, now we moved on to qualifying these leads. Obviously, there were a lot of tire kickers, people that were looking far out in the future. So we tightened out the timelines to people looking in the next 3 to 6 months and put them in a specific bucket to nurture them based on where they're looking and what type of properties they want. There are additional emails and text messages that need to go out from the agent itself. We coached him on this to be able to reach out to these leads and make them feel heard and know that he is the expert in helping them in those specific properties. Now, we didn't stop there. The step 3 was the sales process. Now, the sales process can be quite intensive. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I will say that there is a lot that goes behind the scenes on what you should be saying to these leads to convert them. The biggest difference between the type of clients that most agents are used to getting and online leads is that the type of clients an agent usually gets are referrals. And these people are warm, they're ready to go, they require very little convincing. Whereas with online leads, it's a totally different beast. You're speaking to a stranger, and sure, they may have interest in buying or selling, but they don't know if you're the agent they want to work with. And this is why you sounding genuine, coming in from a place of value matters a lot. Having a set structure and a script to follow makes a world of a difference in whether you are just another salesperson or you have an actual proven system in delivering results to these prospects. Now let's talk about the 4th step, which is the ISA service. If you don't know what an ISA stands for, it's an inside sales agent. We're not at the point with him yet where we have implemented an inside sales agent, but he's very close to that point because once he closes to deal or to collects 20-30K in commissions, he's going to need help in qualifying these leads for him. He may not be able to keep up with all the leads he gets, especially when I show you how much he's spending for each lead right now. This is where we're going to implement a trained inside sales agent, proven to qualify appointments and book them right on his calendar. We usually train them, we hold them accountable, and place them in our agents' accounts to help them only focus on building relationships and negotiating deals. Everything else should be delegated. That was the overall synopsis of how we were able to get him 100 leads in his first 3 to 4 weeks. I'm going to show you behind the scenes the type of ad we ran to get him such results. So stay tuned for that. Let's hop on. All right, so I was not able to pull up the Calgary client's ad account because we had some glitches with just getting access to view the ad itself. But I have another client here in Ottawa who is kind of going through the same process. So this would be a great example once again. Similar markets, so that part shouldn't be an issue. As far as the ads go, we started out doing image ad for him, and he got leads, but he wasn't very happy with the quality of leads he was getting from this ad. So we stopped it. We then pivoted to video ads. And this first attempt got us a $12 a lead attempt, which is not bad. I mean, some agents are actually closing multiple deals with an ad like this, but we're not happy if we get lead costs at $12. It should be more like $5 to $7 range at most. And that is when we launched a new campaign. Now, I wanted to just highlight the fact that we gave him these scripts. We got them edited and then launched them onto Instagram and Facebook here. Very specific texts, very specific price point of homes that we were advertising. Now, as we go back here, once we noticed this ad was not running well or performing as at KPI, we switched it up. We launched a new campaign here, and split tested it once again. This one performed better. We started getting leads at $7 a pop, which isn't bad, but once again, weren't very happy with the quality of leads coming through. So this is where, we need to have communication ongoing with our clients. On this third attempt with this third video, it changed the game. Like the amount of leads he was getting, the amount of buyers he was getting that were inquiring was substantial. He has a team, so he feeds these leads to his team and has been able to close 45 deals up until this year. We're in May of the year, so he's done this in about 5 months of launching his ad. So pretty decent results here. But I want to also highlight another thing, right? So once these leads opt in, this is what the form looks like. We're asking them the timeline they're looking in, and then just asking for contact info. But we also say to them that, look, you're not done yet. There is more that you need to do to get access to this list. And that is clicking on our website to gain further information. Now, I'm going to see if I can pull up the website so I can show you where this form leads to. This is what we call a VSL, a video sales letter. And this is what we helped them create as far as video, I'd say a landing page with a thank you video, highlighting the fact that he's here to help them and showing why it's important to work with him, what makes him different, and essentially his unique selling proposition. So this particular video alone has brought him a lot of appointments and eventually, helped him close 45 deals. Now after this, they go into what we call our GoHighLevel account. And this is what the GoHighLevel account looks like. When leads opt in, they go into his CRM, and now he is able to have appointments booked right on his calendar from the ads that he's running. The nice thing is, if let's say a lead says, sure, they're interested in learning more, the AI takes over and books in the call for them. Very simple process, but very complex behind the scenes. Hope this video made sense. So there you have it, folks. I tried to not hold back on anything, but if there are any questions or areas that you feel like I could have dove deeper on, please don't hesitate to put down a comment below or reach out to us on one of our social media channels. I'd be happy to do a deeper dive in your specific situation and highlight maybe 1 or 2 constraints that are holding you back from hitting that next level in your real estate business. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment for more videos like this. And until next time, keep selling more homes.